Hi, I'm Dr. Jen Remnes.
And I am Dr. Jess Trice, and this is Real Talk with Vet Candy.
This program is brought to you by KBrovet. Learn more at kbrovet.com.
It's more common for millennials to have post-secondary degrees than older generations. More jobs in today's market require a bachelor's degree or higher, so many millennials felt like they had no choice but to go to college.
Unfortunately, these degrees come at a massive cost. Student loan debt is one of the biggest problems for the millennial generation today. According to Forbes, the total student loan debt in the U.S. is $1.56 trillion, and the average student loan for an individual is $32,731.
If you're a recent grad with a student loan, you may be throwing hundreds of dollars every month towards your debt. Many millennials report feeling financially stunted because they're drowning in student loans. With such high payments, it feels difficult to get ahead. Your student loan may have played a major role in where you chose to live or work, which can make you feel controlled by your debt.
According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, the average student loan debt for veterinary graduates who complete a 4-year program was $186,430 in 2021. With such a high debt burden, it's critical to research and compare your options to maximize your savings and potential relief options in the future.
This debt is crazy.
I know. Like, to even think about $190,000 is the average.
Well, I mean, I can personally say my debt is $300K, just being real. That's my personal debt through my veterinary school experience. And I was really fortunate. I had parents that paved the way for me. They paid for my undergrad. They paid for housing. I went to vet school internationally, so they actually even paid for, airline travel, just the little nitty gritties. Yeah. And all that was left on my plate was student loans and $350K right here.
It's unbelievable. And thankfully too, when I went to college, I had my parents and help where I didn't have that financial debt until I got to vet school. And so it's a completely different ballgame. Mm-hmm. I went to school in the US, so the debt wasn't, as high, but it was still there. All of us. I mean, $190,000 or $186,000.
That's crazy.
That's a lot, and as an average. So,
I feel like that deters a lot of potential vet students from wanting to apply to school to begin with. Yeah, I mean, I had a recent prospective applicant to vet school that reached out to me, and she's like, hey, I'm a little overwhelmed by the financial burden of the debt that you can carry as a veterinarian. Is it worth it? And my response was, hey, I mean, just look at my lifestyle. I mean, I don't boast on having a flashy lifestyle by any means, but you can have a very comfortable lifestyle and be a vet, even a new grad. I mean, even a couple of years out, I was still traveling the world. I, allocated whatever dollars to my fashion, my wardrobe, and so forth. You can still pick and choose where you put your money and have a very comfortable life.
You can still have a fantastic life. You know what? That's the thing is, if you have your dream job, don't let finance stop you. Yeah. You cannot let that interrupt what your goal is in life. We all are, here living a life, we have a purpose, right? And I know for you and I, we wanted to be veterinarians since we were little girls. Yeah. And, to your point, when I had graduated, yes, I had all this debt. Okay, obviously, we all are going to have our student loans.
Put it on my tab.
Put it on the tab, put it on the back burner. I will also tell you that after my first year of working in the corporate field as a veterinarian, I was able to not only purchase my first home, but I was also able to purchase my first car in that second year of graduating from vet school. And everybody has their own priorities. Everyone wants to start a family right away. Some people want to travel. Some people want to live a single life and have fun and party. Great, that's wonderful. everyone is different.
Choose your path.
Choose your path,
Yeah.
choose it wisely, but be financially smart too. Don't just blow your money. I mean, this is many years that we put into this in school, hard work years that we did. And, there's ways to invest that money too. One thing I will say, when I was younger, or, when I graduated, I wish I knew how to invest my money back in the day, because that could have totally grown a lot more.
I know. I'm still trying to dabble into that right now.
Yeah. I mean, but we live and we learn, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's just huge in that perspective when it comes to finances. Well, look at you. You just bought a home. Oh my gosh. Do you want to share about your whole
I do,
experience
because
with
I
that?
feel like this is literally,
It's amazing.
this is
I
like,
wish I knew this when I bought my first place.
no, I know. This is like shocking information to everyone. To me, 2 years ago,
Check this out.
I stumbled upon, many banks do this, but mine personally was Huntington Bank. And there is such thing as a physician's loan, and you have the option for 100% financing. That means 0% down on your first home.
0% down.
That was me. They know physicians, people in healthcare, we struggle to have a savings account. I mean, we've got a pretty high debt burden, which we were just chatting about.
Yep.
So we don't have a ton of money to put down on our first home, first car, whatever you want to put that forward. Yeah, this is literally a dream come true for me. I mean, I didn't think a house was ever going to be in my forecast, at least for years down the road, and stumbled upon this. The physician's loan made it possible for me to have a home in October of 2021. We put nothing down, 100% financed. So
I tell you what, when I buy my next home, I'm going to go ahead and do this physician's loan for sure. And I think all of you guys should too.
yeah,
But again, it depends on your lifestyle.
it
So
does.
depends.
I mean, what you can
You know?
put forward, like put toward a mortgage, I mean, that all comes into play. So what you're bringing in as an income, whether that's a single home or a dual income family home, it really just depends. So
be smart, you guys. Be smart when it comes to your money.
next up, we have Paul Gazella for some expert tips.
Student loans are okay. It's a sign that you decided to invest in your future. And by that, I mean getting an education that qualifies you for a job that's going to pay you to do something you love. So from that standpoint, having the debt is okay. Just view it as an investment. Don't view it completely as a burden. But with that said, it is a burden that you want to try and take care of as quickly as possible. So I want to talk about a couple of things that you should focus on if you have student loans. That is, I want you to understand what those components are so you can compare it against other options out there. Maybe the interest rate is higher than you need to pay and refinance is available. The way to do that is compare your details to other loans out there. And one of the best ways that I've found is a website called magnifymoney.com. It'll give you details on all of your refinance options and compare lenders so you can make the best choice for you. And if you do have multiple loans with varying interest rates, make sure you are working to pay off the highest interest rates first. The first thing you should consider is setting up an automatic payment plan. That means the payment is automatically deducted from your account. The reason I suggest that is twofold. One is typically a lender will offer a lower interest rate if you do that, which will reduce the amount of your payment or shorten the term of how long you have to pay. And two is that it avoids the logistics of having to make the payment, which likely could lead to late fees. So by setting it up automatically, you're going to avoid that. The other thing in terms of a repayment option is consider an income-based repayment plan. If you get the notification that your loan amount is now due and you have to start making payments, and the amount of the payment is a crazy amount of money that you can't possibly afford, consider looking at an alternative repayment method. They only work with a federally funded loan, so not any private loans, only federally funded loans, but it's income-based. And typically, your payment will be limited to 10 to 15% of your discretionary income for a period of 20 to 25 years. Now, the benefit of that is, to the extent you have lower income, the amount of your payment will be lower. And then you continue to pay for whatever the term of the program requires. At the end of that term, whatever balance is left is forgiven. If you have lower income, it makes a lot of sense. As your income grows, your payment will also grow. So it is a long-term commitment that could have great benefits, but it is not for everybody. The third point that I want to talk about is if you are having problems making the payments, contact your lender. Get out in front of the problem rather than put your head in the sand and wait for them to come to you and knock on your door looking for payments. They will typically work with you. And if they work with you, you can reduce the amount of accrued interest and possibly late fees. A couple of options that they can offer you is changing your repayment schedule to lower your payment that maybe is more palatable within your income stream. Or there's two other options. One is called a deferment and the other is called a forbearance. Both of those options allow you to delay the payments. The deferment option, you do not accrue any interest on the outstanding balance for the period of the deferment. A forbearance, on the other hand, eliminates the principal payments during the forbearance period, but you still have to make interest payments. In both of those cases, you could get some relief, and it's worth talking to the lender about it. They're more likely to grant those two programs if you reach out to them in advance or as it's starting, rather than disappear for a few months and wait for them to contact you. The government is not going to be too happy if you're not repaying your loans. And if they're not happy and you haven't paid them for even a short period of time, they can garnish your wages and take some of your income in order to repay the amount. So I don't recommend you defaulting on your student loans to the extent you can control that.
Be smart with the decisions that you have to make. And also, as you're in vet school, or even before that, have a mindset of where you want to go in life as far as like as soon as you graduate from vet school. Do you want to right away buy a home? Do you want to start a family? Do you want to go ahead and start traveling? You know, Dr. Remnes and I have our, you know, our lifestyle. You know, we do like to go to the spas. We like to get our nails done. You know, we like to get, you know, our makeup done, our hair, our eyelashes. You know, we love all that stuff, you know, and is it doable? Yes,
it's attainable. It's absolutely attainable.
And people think that, you know, oh, I have to work, you know, 6-7 days a week, or I have to work, you know, 12 hours. Or no. I think at the main point here for us is we realize when you guys graduate and when you're looking for the first time job, know what your value is.
Mm-hmm. Know your worth.
Truly know what it is. Know your worth. Because when you go to these interviews, it's not that you're being interviewed, you're interviewing them, okay?
That's very true.
It is absolutely true because you guys are interviewing each other, but at the same time,
you're offering places, a skill set that not everyone has.
And we're in need of veterinarians.
Yeah.
We're in need of it. And so you are already ahead of when you place that application and you're in those interviews. So know your value, know your worth. You guys set that tone already. We're sponges for you. Like, you guys are fresh out of vet school.
The ball's on their court, actually.
Yes. We learned so much from you guys. I mean, yes, you learn from us too, you know, I'll say from me being a Folgie.
Get out of here.
But
get out of here.
The experience, yes, you get all that stuff, which is fantastic. But at the same time, we're learning from you as well. So know your value when you come to those negotiations and contracts and things like that. Don't be afraid to ask what you know your worth is, because that is going to be very important. Yes.
Absolutely.
Please negotiate.
That's one thing, if I wish I could go back, I wish I did more. Yeah. I mean, now looking back, my first offer out of vet school, what a low ball. Oh my God. Yes. How was I living?
Yes. Well, we did though. Because, we did our thing.
You live and you learn. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, but it's worth checking out.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way to put it, right?
Fight for yourself. Yeah. You are your own advocate. You're your own advocate. You're your own voice. And nobody else knows that but yourself. So when you go to these interviews, when you go to all this stuff, you know, you want to make sure that you do that. Because you, at the end, are going to have, you know what your finances are. You know what your financial burden is. It may not just be veterinary loans. It may be other things too. Who knows? Like, again.
That's me. I like to travel. Yeah. What can I say? I mean, I like to see the world. I prioritize that. I want to see every continent before I die one day, I am trying to go to every single national park. I just climbed a mountain.
Woo-hoo!
So we're doing things.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of traveling, and then I had a little baby. So my priorities have shifted a little bit, but again, financially, that it's all about her at this point. But it doesn't mean that life ends. We still travel, still do all the stuff. So
Don't let it deter you. Do not let it deter you. If that is your passion, that's your dream, you need to foresee it.
Yeah. So let's talk about options with these student loans. Like, what can we do, or what can you guys do to help you have more of a financial cushion? And here are some surprises that we came up with during our experiences that we think will be beneficial for you guys. I'll start us saying one, Sally Mae.
See you, Sally.
Woo! Yeah, see you, Sally. You know what? It's wonderful. There's all these loans that are out there, and there's different kinds, okay? I know I had Sally Mae as an option at my vet school. And, being a newbie, I took it. I was like, okay, this is great. I don't have to worry about paying anything right now until after I graduate. This sounds like a no-brainer. Then I graduated, and all of a sudden you see those loans come out, and then the interest rates.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Those will get you.
How am I going to be able to pay this off? And, with this time frame, and the interest rates just keeps getting higher and higher every year. Don't feel like you're stuck with just one student loan. Don't be afraid to refinance. Consolidate your loans. Yep. I know after my second or third year, when I realized the light bulb, I was like, this is not attainable. I changed it. I went to ACS, and they've been wonderful. And I've been able to manage my finances and my student loans through them.
Sally Mae was like the only option for me because I went to St. George's, which was international. It was in Grenada. And we weren't accredited at that point, and that was back in 2011 or 12. We got accredited my first semester, and boom, those were gone. So I strictly went to the U.S. financed loans, which was great. So that helped. Right after I graduated, I did the IBR plan, the income-based repayment plan. So that's going to be entirely off your income at that point. It just makes it more feasible for your life.
Yeah.
So that's been my situation, and then boom, that's still on the back burner. It doesn't go away. It doesn't wipe it out. You still have to factor that into your daily living expenses, everything that you're putting on the table. So
absolutely. So please be mindful. It's all about budgeting. It's also about, too, when you guys start your jobs, even before vet school, too. I mean, if you're fortunate to work somewhere where they provide a 401k for you, I mean, there's all these investments, bonds, stocks that you can get involved.
I wish I knew more about that.
Yeah. And going with all this about 401ks and the stock bonds and things like that is really make sure you talk to a financial advisor. I mean, I highly recommend doing that ASAP. If you haven't done it now, do it now. I mean, I started doing it, my parents, they were pretty good in talking to them, and I actually had some money saved aside prior to going to vet school, but that still didn't pay for that. I still have, obviously, debt. Now, being older and wiser, I was able to talk to a financial advisor and actually able to put money aside, able to have money invested in bonds, and now having a daughter, I'm actually putting her now into some kind of financial structure plan. Thank you. A structure plan. So she's going to have money set aside. So I highly recommend that you guys definitely go ahead and talk to a financial advisor, because they will help direct you and guide you. I mean, they could turn it to $1 to a lot of money years later. It takes just a little bit of savings. Have a savings account. Don't blow your money away. That's so important.
I learned the hard way. My husband's a financial analyst, and he's
he's awesome. He actually helps us out.
He's our CFO. So
yeah, he's been great too. So, but yeah, I mean, you just got to really make sure that you plan everything out when it comes to your finances. Get that 401k. If you're a company, that's another thing. If the place that you work for offers a 401k, please take it. Do it. Do your homework. Find out what all financial plans that they are going to offer you, because that'll certainly help you and that'll benefit you, especially starting off into your future. Great kudos if you want to stay in that company for the rest of your life or whatever it is, but you need to make sure you have a plan for yourself and ask all those questions for whatever hospital or place or corporate that you decide to work for. you have a lot of value that you're bringing to them. Make sure that they have value that they're going to bring to you.
We're hustling.
Yes. Let's
We're
switch gears actually here.
Yeah.
So we talked about, veterinary students, financially, how to plan things.
You can have that side hustle income. You really can do it.
Yeah. And let's shift gears because now we're going from starting off to what about as you're working or vets that have been working for a few years? Mm-hmm. Like how else can you have additional income? And I know here for us, we took a pay cut as entrepreneurs. Obviously, we have our overhead. We have to pay our employees. We have to pay all these other things. So, we took a step back. But how else are we going to pay for our personal things? And I know for us, we've been working as relief vets.
Relief work is where it's at. Yeah. That is the niche. I literally can't stress it enough. I was actually just telling one of our colleagues that we both have worked with before. She's a close friend. If I didn't have Vatique, if I wasn't opening a business, I would probably be full-time relief because that is
it's a new thing.
Amazing. I mean, it's catering to your mental health. It's catering to your schedule. You pick your hours, you pick your rate, you know your worth, you know your skill set, what you can offer that practice. That is the way to go. And we actually do that while operating Vatique. Yeah. We are closed 2 days a week. Dr. Jess and I both work, 1 to 2 out of those days off. We're working a lot. We're working our tails off, but that really does provide that income that we need just to boost ourselves and get us to where we need to be with our, new business.
Listen, if you have a plan and you want to get from point A to point B to be successful, there's going to be sacrifices along the way. And whatever sacrifices that may be, whether it's working an extra job, doing relief work, or doing all these other things, do it now. Because in the end, you don't want to be catching up. You don't want to be in that debt forever. Start now, and that way at the end, it's paid off. Like I said, a lot of it depends on your lifestyle. I have some colleagues that were able to pay off their student loans within 6-7 years. Kudos to them. I was out on a boat. I was out, traveling. I was doing other things. That was my lifestyle.
We're in Italy.
Yeah, or in Italy, Croatia, whatever. So, but, everyone has their own path. You choose your path, but just be financially sound, be financially smart about it. And like I said, we did our relief work. It is great, thankfully.
It's a nice cushion. It's a nice cushion to have. And
it's a high demand, too.
It is.
There's so much high demands for veterinarians, so it's great.
So emergencies. Let's get into that.
Yeah, you never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, right behind my shoulder probably, You have to be thinking about them. You have to be prepared for them. My emergency fund, I think it's best to think about that out of sight, out of mind. I have an Acorns account that just deducts $50 a week, something I don't really feel that, pronounced. Yeah. It's going to vary by person too. It just depends where you are in your life, where you are with your lifestyle. So.
And when it comes to these kind of emergency funds, ideally, again, you don't know when something's going to happen. This is to help you so that way you're not stressing financially if you're unable to work. So ideally, you want to have at least, 6 months of emergency money to help you for whatever it is. And again, everyone's lifestyle is different. Everyone's bills are going to be different. Everyone's income is going to be different. So make sure you talk to your financial advisor about that to get some kind of plan for you so that way you are able to plan it out and have some kind of financial plan for if something was to come up emergency-wise. You have to think about if you have a family, like how are you going to be able to take care of your family? How are you going to take care of yourself? If you're not able to work, where's that extra income going to come from? So again, start now, start planning for the future.
Just be prepared.
No one else is going to do it for you other than yourself. And now for some expert tips.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jemiah Tracy, a board-certified veterinary neurologist, and today I want to tell you 3 key insights about KBroVet CA1. In the dynamic field of veterinary medicine, staying informed about innovative treatments is paramount. KBroVet CA1 is a promising solution for managing seizures in dogs with idiopathic epilepsy. Here are 3 essential aspects every veterinarian should know about this conditionally approved medication. KBroVet CA1's efficacy lies in its scientific foundation. Potassium bromide, The primary component traverses nerve channels, creating a negative charge. This negative charge plays a pivotal role in reducing the likelihood of a seizure signal being transmitted to the next nerve. Understanding this mechanism is crucial for veterinarians, providing insights into how K-Bro-Vet CA1 delivers targeted and comprehensive seizure control. Bromide shows excellent gastrointestinal absorption, with peak levels around 1.5 hours post-administration. It undergoes no hepatic metabolism, making it suitable for dogs with liver disease. Administered once daily in a palatable, chewable French vanilla flavor tablet, K-Bro-Vet simplifies the treatment regimen. Another way K-Bro-Vet CA1 enhances compliance is that if a dose is missed, drug concentration fluctuation is unlikely to occur because of the 21-day half-life, which minimizes the risk of a seizure and also gives the pet owner peace of mind. Veterinarians should refer to the prescribing information for a comprehensive understanding of adverse events, warnings, and precautions. Veterinarians can seamlessly integrate K-Bro-Vet CA1 into their practices, providing optimal care for dogs with idiopathic epilepsy. So that does it for today's insights on K-Bro-Vet CA1.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Real Talk. If you like this, please leave a comment or share with a friend.
And let us know what you want to talk about